Hey everybody, thanks for joining us live today at the Monster Energy Yamaha MXGP team factory headquarters in the Netherlands. My name is Paul Malin, and today, as you can see, we're going to take a look around one of the factory Yamaha YZ450FMs. Now, they've had a bit of a upgrade in terms of riders, if you like, or a slight change in riders. Two more new riders in the MXGP team this year, with the new addition of Ben Watson, fresh up from MX2, and of course Glenn Coldenhoff, and it's Glenn's bike that we're going to look at today. Now, as you can see, just looking from the outside, the Yamaha YZ450FM looks, I say looks can be deceiving, looks quite standard, but all the trickery is on the inside in terms of the engine. And of course, there are a numerous amount of special parts that make this bike the factory machine that it is. So let's start up at the top end here. And as you can see, all of the team riders will be using rental handlebars. Glenn's profile looks quite flat. I've noticed as well that he likes to run them quite set back in the clamps as well. The triple clamps here provided by X-Trig. There is a little green band here just at the bottom point here. I'm guessing that's just to do more with vibration, just reducing the vibration a little bit as well, and maybe something to do with flex as well, but obviously Glenn noticing that that helps him out in terms of stability and overall handling just through the front end. Let's just come round to the right hand side here. Another thing I've noticed as well, this arc brake lever, it's shorter, it's made of plastic, and of course it goes this way as well. So in the event of a crash, you're reducing the chances of this brake lever from breaking down. On the front fender here, as you can see, the GET system. Now again, no stranger to MXGP and World Championship now, but the riders use this device here to find the best combination to get out of the starts. Of course, a lot of LED lights here. The rider can sit himself up on the highest point of the seat, look over here, they can see where the optimum rev range is, and of course that is then going to propel them to the perfect start. Just here we have the airbox. Of course, Yamaha, different to all the other manufacturers in that their airbox here is at the front end. Just in there you have the twin air filter as well. I've noticed as well the profile on the factory bike here a lot bigger than you would have on the production bike, and of course there are some vents here as well. Whether they run that during the whole season or just for testing purposes, of course this is Glenn Coldenhoff's test bike, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. But bigger airbox, more breathability, more volume of air getting through there. Brings us to the seat. Now, looking around the bikes of Ben Watson and Jeremy Seewer, all three riders have different seat profiles, and Glenn here has the highest seat profile here. Ben Watson, a little bit of a dip, and Jeremy Seewer is a lot flatter and a lot narrower as well. So three riders, again, looking from the outside, all look very, very similar, but these are the small, intricate details that the riders kind of tend to focus on: where they ride, where they sit, how they fit the ergonomics of the bike. So not a big change, but it is a change nonetheless, and something that Glenn is very, very comfortable with. Let's focus on the carbon fiber parts here. Now, under the seat, this is where the tank is, the fuel tank, and that is a full carbon fiber item from CRM, as you can see. And just around this side, if you want to make your way around, there's also a tricky little addition here. It's more of a space filler, but also the riders feel that on this side, that piece of infill there is a lot smoother and a lot more rider friendly, if you like. We've got cases here being protected with carbon fiber. You can see that goes all the way through. But the radiators themselves, whilst we've got all of this big radiator shrouding here, the radiators are standard. And talking to the chief technicians here, standard radiators, very, very strong. They're standard size, no special materials in there, so the standard YZ450 radiator is more than up to the task of doing the cooling job here on the factory Yamahas. Suspension, as you can see, KYB, full factory units in here, held in by the, as you can see, the X-Trig clamps. just take a look at the special coating there on those fork legs as well. Less friction. The carbon fiber brake disc covers. As you can see, the hubs are provided by Kite, and the wheels, that blue factory look that Yamaha have become accustomed to over the last few years, XL providing the rims here. A lot of titanium nuts and bolts on the bike, as you can see if you look closely, just in and around here, for instance. Titanium foot pegs as well. But I mentioned a few moments ago that this is the training bike from Coldenhoff, and one of the obvious things that we can see that tells us that, just here on the Akropovich pipe, see this here? Kind of looks like a spark plug, but actually it is a sensor. Now, they only use this during testing or during the free practice and the time training sessions. It never gets raced like this, the bike, just because of more safety than anything else. But this here is a sensor that basically determines you know, the fuel and a lot of other information that the team can go back after each session and find out where they need to improve or make those kind of changes to make the bike better. So you'll see this during the weekend, mostly on Saturday, only on Saturday, actually, if it's a two-day format, but just during the free practice and time practice sessions. What else are we looking at here? Disc brakes. We mentioned the carbon fiber cover just a moment ago, but the rear brake standard size on the Yamaha is normally 240. Coldenhoff going with a 220, so a smaller rear disc. And on the front, the 270, so that's the standard size, but the discs are provided by braking. Tyres, of course, provided by Pirelli. Just having a quick look around, and if you come around this side, actually, the clutch, Hinson providing the clutch system, and of course that is an ongoing relationship with Yamaha. The Akropovich exhaust system is a full titanium unit, as you can see, and obviously finished off quite superbly with that tailpipe right there. Well, we've mentioned the forks, we've mentioned the rear shock as well by KYB, but that pretty much covers everything on this bike. As we say, all the trickery inside here. We have no idea what's in there, but whatever it is, it makes this bike factory and more than capable of making it to the top step of the podium. 4-speed gearbox, but these bikes nowadays pretty much can get by with 2 gears if you want, but obviously they'll start in second, they'll probably run third. I would doubt whether they ever make it into 1st or 4th gear, but that is an overview of Coldenhoff's factory Monster Energy Yamaha YZ450FM. Thanks for joining us. If you would like more information about any of the parts and more information about the bike, don't forget to drop us some comments below. And of course, over the course of time, we will get back to you and answer those questions as best we can. But thanks for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.